Hey, how's it going, guys? So today I'm reviewing the Fifine X3 headphones. So kind of gaming headphones or Bluetooth wireless ones. Uh, most people actually start off with gaming headphones before they start going into XLR microphones like this and using studio monitors. But I always think it's a good spot to kind of bring up. So the X3 by Fifine, this is the box it comes in. You can see the front there. They're wireless headphones that have can be wired as well. Looks like they have some EQ modes, and let me get around to the corner. And yeah, they're just some lightweight headphones, and there's some direction on the back view. I have to pause this. So with that, a lot of people start off, like I said, with headphones. These are them. You can kind of see. I love how they fold like that. It's got a metal back. So these headphones, they're lightweight, made in China by Fifine. They go for about 60, 70-ish dollars. You can maybe find them for a bit cheaper. Um, this is kind of illustration to really show how far like microphones and headphones have come since my day. I'll be throwing this up against the X Pro by Logitech. So that was kind of my first headphone when I really started to like get into gaming and stuff on the computer. So with the microphone on it, it looks something like this. So microphone is quite long, so that would be it. Um these both have a wired and wireless, but they don't really charge uh with it like they would like with the normal USB or headphones. So you can see here going on the side of it. The one thing that kind of sucks is it does have this matte black finish, so it's kind of easy to get fingerprints on. Uh, when you look at the controls on the side, you got the ANC with the volume up, down, power button. There's the headphone jack, USB-C, and then microphone jack. There's also touch buttons that are on the side here that you can touch as well to adjust. When it comes to the directions, Fifine, I always give them credit because they have very good directions when it comes to it. They got on the front, back. They really cover everything you need to know about this headphone. So front and the back. So like I said, they really try to cover everything. Like most things, Fifine, they're going to be kind of plug and play. Like I said, I'm throwing this up against um the Logitech X Pro. So let's go ahead and see how they sound, if they sounded good or bad, and then yeah, shoot it up against the Logitech and see just how far it's gone because the Logitech was released several years ago, and like I said, it was my first headphone. These are the newer kids on the block, and we'll see if they really fare up with a headphone that's pretty well built, I think. Beyond, if you're gonna do studio monitors, they're definitely the most sturdy. But if you're going with a gaming one, we'll see if this one is super affordable as well as wireless. Had some noise cancellation. See just how good these headphones sound compared to its competitor.
All right, so here's the microphone. So the one thing I could say about it is very comfortable. It the clamping force on it is very good. The mic kind of feels like I'm in a call center, so I wish it would come with a little puff so it doesn't whatchamacallit, get the pulses 'cause it does kind of not too bad. Going over the specs of this thing, just said here's the directions. It is a wireless microphone, which isn't so it doesn't require a wire, but does have a 3.5 millimeter jack, which we'll try. I wasn't able to get it to work before, but what I'll do is I'll actually use the Rode XLR and try to use it with my Focusrite to see if that'll work in it and give it a better thing. The frequency range is from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Um, that's okay. That's how most headphones are. It's the full range of human hearing. Higher end headphones will actually have ranges from like 5 to like 80, so it doesn't it gives the dynamic driver more dynamic range. But this is perfectly fine. Uh let's see. Uh Charging electrical current is 450 mA. Battery capacity is 600 milliamps. Hour usage connected via wireless device. Music playback time is a maximum of 33 hours. That's pretty good at 100% volume. Um, and then communication time is 40 hours maximum. Standby time is 65 hours. Charging time takes approximately 2.5 hours. It's not the best. Um, Operating temperature is 5 Celsius to 40 Celsius, perfectly fine. Um, and then what this item includes is the wireless noise canceling stereo headphones, USB-A to USB-C, charging, audio cable, and the durable microphone. As far as the features to this thing goes, so you have noise canceling on the side, which is this top button that will be right here. Then you have volume, and then you have a power button on the bottom there. So pressing A and C one time will turn it off. Pressing it twice, trying to hold it, see if I can get it to do its thing. Hmm. Anyways, usually it will be, we'll put it in different modes. Like you can turn ANC off, transparency mode on, which is kind of like a hear through. So we'll imitate an open back headphone, and then just regular headphones, just using its natural isolation. Tapping the right side 3 times gets into gaming mode, which actually I think makes spoken word sound a little bit better on it. Um, and then tapping it twice, I believe, turns into bass mode. Uh, the one thing bad about this particular one is like tapping it twice. Um, it kind of does this weird little noise. So it should say bass mode on or off. I would like to see that, but since it doesn't, that's whatever. So you tap it 3 times to get bass mode on. Tap it 3 times to get our gaming mode on, game mode off, and it'll say gaming mode. Other than that, this is what it sounds like. It's not going to be the best sounding because it's going through a Bluetooth connection. If it was more of a wireless connection, like had a USB-C to wireless, it's a stronger connection. It's working out like a 2.5 gigahertz. Addition to that, the other drawback is it will have latency. So for gaming, there may be some issues, especially in very fast first-person shooters, with the fact that the Bluetooth there might be a split-second delay in hearing a gunshot. As far as the sound of it goes, sounds great. I love how the sound. No issues with it. So let's go ahead and see. I'll go ahead and see if I can use it with the 3.5. If I'm not able to, then uh, I'll cover that at the end of the video. But yeah, let's go ahead and see if I can get it in 3.5. If I can't, I'll let you know at the end of the video, and then compare it to the Logitech headphones and see how they kind of compare against it.
All right, so here is the headphone plugged into the computer, so it's using the computer sound card. Because it is using a uh, 3.5 millimeter jack, it's not going to give you the best audio using the sound card. The one thing I do have complaint is it's only 3 feet long. I wish it would have gave you a longer cable. Imagine the audio is not going to be great because it's using a computer sound card. The big issue I have with these headphones that make me not want to use this as a headset microphone is it doesn't have a mute button anywhere, which is a problem. So, yep, this is what it sounds like. Let's go ahead and move on to the Logitech and see how that sounds. Okay, so this is the Logitech Pro X. So you can kind of see it's I can definitely feel it's a little bit more heavier built. Like there's more metal parts to it, and it's just a little bit well built micro or a little bit better headset. It does range at about $100 when I first bought it. I think I got it on sale even. But it is a cable one. It's not. They do have a wireless option, but I think that's like in the $120 price range. So it's almost double what the Fine X3 is going for. I will say though, like one thing when you compare headphones, like with even studio monitors, is the clamping power here. So this actually is a lot more significantly has a lot more clamping force. Some people like that because it basically feels like they're wearing headphones, but for long use, you get the what's called ear fatigue, where it just is kind of hurting your ears because it's so pressed down on you. So for me personally, I definitely think that um, I would choose to probably go with the Fine just strictly from the clamping force. I'll go ahead and like listen to some head to head with it comes to gaming and stuff, a little bit off camera, and then I'll give the final thoughts on as far as spatial awareness goes with these. But yeah, this is just how the microphone sounds on it. They do have the blue like Logitech hub software with this that you can kind of EQ it a little bit better and make it louder or softer and do some things, but it does take a lot of power on your CPU, GPU with running that program. So it takes up a lot of resources. Fi-Fi doesn't have anything; it's just kind of plug and play. Um, but yeah, this is what the two sound like. This is how they both look different on camera because some people care about that. But yeah, this one's wireless. The one thing that this has on it that is another advantage is this does have a mic mute, which the Fi-Fi, looking at all the direction and everything, that's the one thing I can say that it doesn't have, and I'm very curious on why. Is there's no mute button that I saw. I'll double check and look, but if that's the big, I look through the directions and I couldn't was able to see anything, but I'll double triple check. But yeah, if there's no mute button on that, that's kind of a weird thing because it's kind of a standard to have on headphones. So yeah, let me go ahead and listen to them head to head, playing some games, watching some, listening to some music, and then get back to you on that. All right. So what do I think about the microphone? So let's start with the Fine first and kind of run through that. So the Fine, we'll start with the positives and go with the negatives. They're very comfortable. The clamping force, which is the pressure that goes on your head, is very good. They feel durable enough. They have the metal things, and I like the look of them. They're really, really good looking. I even like them more than my Audio Technicas here, which are my workhorses. The sound of them, it has a very reserved bass. That's still punchy, but it's not overwhelming. The Logitech does have a lot of bass in them. You can edit a lot of the EQ with the G Hub or whatever, but again, it takes a lot on your CPU to be running that program. And if you're trying to reserve resources, it's not really for it. But so this one, it just has a good sound out of the box. The staging in them is not bad. It's not the crazy best, but it works. Like it's perfectly fine. I can hear sounds like shooting and sounds farther away, because they're over the head headphones. Obviously, if you want to spend astronomical amounts of money on some Sennheisers, you could get crazy staging, but who has $1,000 to drop on headphones? These will do the decent job. The active noise cancellation is pretty good. I like that as a transparency mode, so it can imitate an open back, which is something kind of the Logitech can do if you want to do like talk back, like if you want to hear direct monitoring with them. But even then, still, it's not quite. Some people don't want to hear the sound of their own voice, but they also don't want it to sound like they're wearing headphones. So Logitech doesn't really have that. These do. And then the Bluetooth connection, being able to not be tethered to somewhere is really good. And the latency isn't too bad, but there is some latency, which leads me to the bad ends of this thing. So, um, it it definitely the latency, if you're using the Bluetooth, wouldn't be very good for gaming. Uh, they would because that latency you might get, if you're really technical, you might hear it. You might get screwed up a little bit with the latency because it's Bluetooth. If you would have used wireless, it would have been a problem. But because of the Bluetooth, that's just the way Bluetooth has latency built into it. Just the way the protocols work. That eliminates that when you put in the 3.5 millimeter jack, which is actually improves the quality of both the microphone as well as the latency because you're have it directly plugged in, so it's analog. The downside with that is it's a very short cable. I wish they would have had a longer cable for it, or you could buy one aftermarket, but they should have had a longer one so you're not tethered to your desk. And like, if I were to lean this far back from my PC, I would unplug it. So needing that's another aspect of it. The microphone when it comes to Bluetooth is very bad. So I would consider it almost unusable. If you're using it with your maybe your cell phone, okay, but that's about it. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. So what I suggested, yeah, I mean, for the price, like $60, 60 to anywhere from if you get these for 40, I would. Just because they're a nice durable headphone. They have ANC, they're not bad looking, and they're just a good little one that you can use. Um, if you're looking to, the only thing is with the headset, it's not very great on Bluetooth mode. So I'd maybe sit and save up for better headphones. If you're looking for just using these maybe as just like a comfortable wearing headphone that you want to wear when you're like talking to people. So if you're using like an external microphone with these, I think those would be really good to use. If you're not playing really fast-paced first-person shooters and just using these as just a normal general wear, I think they're more comfortable than my Audio Technicas. The sound in them isn't as good as them because, obviously studio monitors versus that, but the sound does come through somewhat natural. I mean, the mids are fine, the air frequencies are good, so the higher end ones, and then the low end's very reserved and not crazy exciting, but it sounds not bad. So the sound in them's good. It's just that they have some corks in them, so I would really think about using that mostly for, using them with a headset with an external microphone would be my use for them. But you can use them as a headset, but I'd probably use the 3.5 TRRS cable to plug into your PC or computer. So yeah, that's a review. If you have any other questions or anything that you had something I didn't cover, go ahead and leave a comment and perfectly fine to answer that. Thanks guys for watching.